Okay, next we'll have Kay Rentzel, the Director of the National Peach Council, and she'll be talking about the National Peach Council business meeting. There we go.
Okay. Thank you, and as always, it's a pleasure to be with you. In accordance with our association bylaws, I am going to ask our Vice President, or Vice Chairman, Jason Rogers, to go ahead and call the meeting to order as a formality, and then we'll go through the business. I do not anticipate this taking the entire time, so that'll leave us more time that we can springboard right into the marketing side of the presentation as well. Jason?
Good afternoon, everybody. I hope y'all are enjoying the sessions today. I would like to call our annual business meeting to order, and Ms. Kay is going to run the meeting for us. And Ms. Kay, thank you for your continued service to our industry.
Thank you. And I would be remiss in saying thank you to all of our board of directors, and you will meet them on the screen in terms of their names in just a few minutes. First thing I need to do is have you kind of review the the minutes of last year's meeting. They go across two slides here. We have the call to order. We basically reviewed the minutes of the business meeting from the previous year. Had a financial report. Yep. Sorry, got to make it advance. There we go. I think I'm on. Is that on page 2? And that's still the call to order. There we go. Those were the board of directors from last year. And then we basically adjourned the meeting. So if I could please, I need a motion and a second. And please say your name because I may miss who is actually presenting the motion to approve and the second. Do I have a motion? Chalmers. Second? Henry? All in favor? All in favor? Okay. All right, thank you. Sometimes these formalities are a little cumbersome in a group like this, but we still have to do them. Okay, moving on, just to kind of give you an update on our finances. What I did for you this year is took a look at the P&L for the year for the association. Just as many businesses and customers of yours have been consolidating, and you yourselves have experienced some consolidation, we have seen some drop in the support of the National Peach Council simply because there are not as many industry members out there. So what I am thrilled to share with you is you can see from our membership levels, bronze, gold, grower, platinum, and silver. Growers are at $100, and then, I'm sorry, I believe it's $75. Bronze is $100, silver is $250, gold is $500, and platinum is anyone with $1,000 or more in terms of dollar donations to the council. Then on the right-hand side of the screen there, you'll see what our business expenses were, just general business expenses. A lot of that goes to the postage and printing and mailing of the annual dues notices that go out to the businesses. We have a registration fee. The National Peach Council is registered in the state of West Virginia, and we do have an annual fee there of $25. And then our tax preparation fees of $715 for total business expenses in that segment of $1,231. Consulting and legal fees, this was all in contract services. There is a $500 fee in there for the purchasing of the data to develop the marketing presentation that you'll see immediately following this, and then $250 in analysis of that data to put together the presentation that we're going to share with you. Then in managing director expenses, that is me. I receive a $6,000 reimbursement for the year, and then I had a little bit of travel expense in there of just shy of $382. And then the annual yearbook that we publish for you, we have a research data fee. It is compiled by someone who has been doing this since before my time with the National Peach Council, and he charges us $2,000. So you can see that we took in 25,780, I think it's 86, and we had expenses of $17,112. So we had net income there of $8,673. It's nice to kind of rebuild our organization a little bit this year. It will allow us to engage more in some of the activities and hopefully continue to provide you the services we have been providing, along with additional services in the future. So do I have any questions on the financials of the association? I like to tell people we are a small association, we're a small council, but we have mighty growers and a mighty voice to go with us. Motion with no questions, motion to approve. Jason? Second?
A second.
Huff? Thank you. So we have a motion and a second. All those in favor? I guess I was supposed to do discussion, but you didn't have questions before, so. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Okay, thank you. Moving on. Oops. Sorry. I was one step ahead. I forgot to put this sheet in here. My apologies. This is just kind of a comparison of two-year look back for you on a balance sheet. You can see the 2022 fiscal year end versus the 2021. Total assets, as reported on the first page, are up by about $8,600, and you can see there it all balances out as you work down through. Again, my apologies on being premature on the acceptance of this. So those of you that approved and seconded, do you concur with? I'm seeing a yes and a yes. Okay. Thank you. Looking at your board of directors, this will be your board of directors for 2023. We always welcome anybody who is interested in providing leadership and service. You can ask anybody that is a member of the board. I do my best to make sure that I limit your exposure in terms of having to spend time making decisions for the industry. I think that's part of what you pay me to do, but it certainly is a pleasure to work with all of these people. We have Sean Lennon as president, Jason Rogers as first vice president. Our treasurer remains Gary Van Sickle out of California, who sends his regards to all of you. Immediate past president, Eric Gardy. And then our at-large board members are Huff Childs, Jeff Hopkins, and Casey Jones. Moving on, I'd like to kind of give you just kind of my own perspective of the year. I talked a little bit before about the marketing program that I'm about to present to you, but in addition to that, we continue to produce the National Peach Council Statistical Yearbook. Just would like to make sure that of those of you in the room, is this still a valued resource for you that we put together? Yes? Okay, I just need to at least hear that at least someone in the industry is using it. It is all based on USDA data, so no one can come back. If you ever cite the information in the yearbook, you are capable then of saying it is USDA data. But I think it provides you with a very compact, valued resource that you can use in comparison and selling strategies for your business. The other thing I wanted to share with you a little bit more about was the very successful USDA Fresh Peach Bonus Buy program that we secured for the industry in 2022. Some of you may remember, and it's also an ongoing program and project, is that we work with the USDA commodity procurement, and we've done this for years to secure purchases of frozen peaches, specifically in the 4.4 ounce cups, for use in the various markets that they service. And those primarily go to the school breakfast and lunch program. There are some years where we have to secure what is known as a bonus buy. So we go in and we say to USDA, hey, we need some help. We would like USDA to consider buying additional purchases and making them available to their recipients through their various feeding programs. It took us, I don't know, probably 6 months or so, and there's some people in the room, specifically Chalmers, who was very engaged in this. People from across the country, California representatives, New Jersey representatives. We went to USDA and we explained to them that there are a lot of peach trees in the ground, and unlike a lot of crops, you don't just put a peach tree in the ground and get a crop. It takes several years. And we're kind of in a period of time right now where there's a lot of peach trees in the ground. Sometimes our production is greater than we have a market for. And then you add on to that the implications that occurred with some of the trade tariff barriers and trade restrictions that went on. So now there's a lot of commodities that we compete with that no longer are shipped offshore. So that puts more of that product back on the domestic market. Explaining all of that to them, we asked and requested a fresh peach bonus buy in 2022. What I want to share with you is USDA did a total stone fruit purchase. This was on fresh peaches, nectarines, and plums. And you can see here on the chart that they did a purchase of 38 million pounds total, of which 14 million pounds went to fresh peaches. If you were able to participate in that, congratulations. If you were not, understand that that's 14 million pounds of fresh peaches that you did not have to compete with in the retail or food service marketplace, because those were purchased and primarily wound up at food banks across the country. So it was pretty exciting. I can stand here and tell you with confidence that the food banks were thrilled with the quality of peaches and the products that you all shipped to them in 2022. Having said that, we went back into USDA only a matter of probably a month ago, and we said, we have a good story to tell. We want to make sure you have a good story to return to us. And oh, by the way, would you consider purchasing peaches for 2023 should we come back in and make a request? They were equally as thrilled. And this is just kind of a little graphic for you to see. This is what the food banks, the recipients, told us about their preferences, how much they liked the peaches. It's just, it was very successful on both sides. Bottom line, successful for the peach industry, successful for USDA. So our plan is to request a Section 32. These are buys in addition to things that they typically buy for fresh peaches in 2023. It is important that you understand that if we ask you for a letter of support, we'll give you a draft. Please consider signing on or being a part of it. They need to know that this is a full industry ask. It's not on behalf of just California peaches. It's not just on behalf of South Carolina peaches or Georgia peaches or New Jersey peaches. This is an industry-wide ask, and we can meet their need. So we will be working on that particular ask very shortly. And I know you're going to sit there and say, but Kay, we don't even know how many peaches we're going to have. I agree. But we have to begin to lay the groundwork for this. It takes USDA 3 months from the time we submit a letter till they reach a decision. And then we go from there. and we need to track and monitor with them. I need to be in touch with you to know if you've had major weather events and how it personally has impacted your operation, because that determines whether I have to go to USDA and say, ladies and gentlemen, because of this incident, we may not be able to fill this. We're going to do our best. But it's a two-way street here. If I ask and they say we've got the resources to buy, we have to be able to deliver. And if we know we can't deliver them, with an honest conversation with them, I don't want to say it's not a big deal, but it certainly takes the pressure off the industry. Have I explained that enough that you all understand? And I encourage you, if you were not able to participate in the 2022 Fresh Peach Buy and you think you're interested for 2023, please begin your USDA approved vendor process now. It takes time. It can take months. And if you're not approved when they announce the bid or shortly before the bids are due back, you will not be considered. And they have, by the way, they have their own, some of you that are approved may have to help me here, but they have their own steps for, is it inspection? Is it, it's like your gap? What are their protocols called? I apologize. I'm just drawing a blank on it.
You're required to have the USDA Good Agricultural Practice audit.
There you go. Thank you.
They do accept another, but you have to go through a desk audit with USDA, which is a timely process.
Thank you. Thank you. It's the USDA desk audit, and I apologize. Sometimes these all run together for me. But thank you for helping me out on that one. So, again, if you're interested, or if you want to work with someone who is an approved vendor, I encourage you to do that as well. But understand that anything that goes here also helps the rest of the marketplace. In addition to the fresh, we're going to look at the frozen side as well, okay? Because they play into one another. I learned this a long time ago, that if you have a strong fresh market, your processing market sometimes is a little lower, and vice versa. So if we can help put the two together, make them mesh for the benefit of the industry, we've done our job. So this is just kind of what we're looking at. This was for 2020 in blue through 2022 in the green. Just a snapshot. Understand that they work on, and these are USDA numbers, they work on an October 1st through September 30th year. So that does not align necessarily with the way frozen purchases are delivered and awarded. It can get very messy, but just understand that they continue to do a lot of what we ask for on that side as well. So it's pretty exciting, and we're going to continue to strengthen that working relationship. It's just an interesting process, and we're working through it together as an industry with USDA. Just a couple of things. These are some of the major accomplishments that we had for 2022. Of course, I just talked about the bonus buy and how important that was for us, 14 million pounds. We'd like to see it higher, but we think we have a way to rectify that for 2023. So that's pretty exciting as well. Again, if you want to be a USDA supplier, I encourage you to begin that application process now. For 2023, we have requested the inclusion of a volume fill box. That's one of the pack styles, in addition to the 2-layer trays and 2-pound bags of peaches. I can tell you, though, from a food bank standpoint, the 2-pound bags were very well received because they were able to receive the product in, pick up the bag, and distribute it. But we will ask for the volume fill boxes, especially for the East Coast packers in 2023. We did the annual statistical yearbook. I know some of you feel it doesn't come out in time. Trust me, it comes out as soon as USDA releases their information, and we can pull it down and have it analyzed. And that securing of the data and the analysis usually only takes about 3 weeks, so it's done in pretty rapid speed. We'll continue to do USDA and congressional visits for you on fresh and frozen peach purchases, on labor, crop insurance, all of those issues that impact you as soon as we have a Congress. But that's a whole other story. Staying in touch with all of you and understanding the issues that impact you is important to us as we continue our industry relations. We write research support letters for the various researchers across the universities and organizations that are doing research on behalf of the industry. And we also continue to address the supply line issues, the transportation, the packaging, all of those things. One of the other things I just want to share with you, immediately following my next presentation, which I am grateful to those who were able to adjust the schedule to accommodate me, I'm heading back because I need to make comments at what is planned to be a Farm Bill listening session tomorrow morning back in Pennsylvania. For the Farm Bill, there are 12 different titles, meaning 12 different sections, and I only have 2 to 3 minutes, and that's fine. That's more than enough time. My focus will be, at least for peaches, on the retention of the crop insurance program and the value it is to the industry, as well as research funding, because as specialty crop growers, we understand that there's not a lot of research money out there, and we are dependent upon a lot of these matching fund programs or just the SCRI, specialty crop research programs. There are, again, a number of other ones. That's where I think I need to spend most of my time. However, if there's anybody in the room that we will also focus on the fact that food and nutrition is a part of the Farm Bill and the role that that plays for us as well. So I got a lot to cover in 3 minutes, but we'll make it happen for you. So with that being said, I believe I can say, if it's okay, Mr. Vice President, any questions? Any questions at all? Any other topics?
Hey, can you go back to your slide where you had the fresh peaches up there at what percent at the very beginning?
This one?
Yes.
Okay.
So plums and nectarines got what percent?
Hold on. I have to walk out. Can't see it. I'm thinking they got just slightly less than a third.
Well, combined, they got 2/3.
Oh, plums and nectarines. Yes, sir. I'm sorry. Yes.
That's after this proof is that 99% of all plums and nectarines are grown in California, so one state benefited from all those federal monies. On top of that, there's 3 different peach bids, and the third peach bid was basically only able to be supplied unless you produce peaches in September and later, basically out of California. So as we work on this year, we've got to get more transparency to, as you wrote up in there, peaches account for 75% of the total category, yet the funding doesn't represent that.
That is correct. And that's why when we met with USDA about a month ago, we did ask to have plums and nectarines considered separately from peaches. And that's the way our request will go in. We didn't set it up that way in 2022. There was a lot of influence from the West Coast to do it as a stone fruit category buy and not a peach. And this time we will be asking. And they seemed receptive to it when we met with them to do a peach for 2023 and then do nectarines and plums over here. Any other points, questions? No? Well, I will say thank you very much. It is certainly a pleasure to work for this group. I did a calculation because I was looking for something to substantiate our website and a transfer that we needed to make in order to keep it accurate. And I figured out it's been 15 years that I've had the privilege to stand here and talk to you. And it certainly is an exciting group. And I do love what I do. And I, again, appreciate what you do. I know that your jobs are very risky. I know that your livelihoods are risky, but I'm here to support you in any way that I can, and thank you for the opportunity to work for you.